Hello and welcome back to the stream. Just write a little hello in the chat, please, so I know that you guys are there. Today we have the Masterpiece Monday, meaning we are going to have a look at one of the best Beethoven sonatas ever written, which is, in this case today, the Pathetique Sonata by Ludwig van Beethoven. I am studying right now this specific sonata, which is super cool. But let me know in the chat, actually.
Hiya.
Are you also playing a Beethoven sonata right now? And if yes, which Beethoven sonata do you play? Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the stream.
Hello.
Yeah, so I'm a little bit cold. I didn't warm up before the stream, unfortunately. Today we were having a little neighborhood Christmas thing, which was pretty cool. Oh yeah, I should actually post it on Instagram as well. That we are going to have a stream now.
Hello.
But welcome everyone.
I'm starting the Pathetique.
Natalia Marciel is
202.
starting the Pathetique, which is cool. Today we're going to have a look at the beginning of the first movement of the Pathetique, and I'm mainly going to focus on technique, but also how technique is developed out of music. So we are going to do a little bit of analysis and interpretation. You're definitely going to have a little bit of a behind-the-scenes look.
Yeah.
Join the live stream on Twitch. And just in case you have questions, you should always just write it in the chat. I'll be happy to answer. In case I can answer. I hope I can answer. Let me just post this link here and then I'm ready for you. Okay. Apparently there's something strange with text-to-speech.
Hello everybody. Hello. Studying the Pathetique.
Okay. Hello, everyone. So, you guys are studying the Pathetique, I see. No pressure. Let me know, which of the movements is your favorite? It's actually very difficult because I feel like all the movements are great. Like the first movement is this really big orchestral sound, and then the second movement is one of the most beautiful melodies I feel that Beethoven ever composed. At least that's my humble opinion. And the third movement, it got really famous through the Nokia ringtone, I feel. But yeah, all of them are great. Masterpiece Monday, Beethoven, Pathetique. Let's go. Okay, now I'm ready. It's posting on Instagram. So I hope more people will see it now as well. Well, I hope it's going to be helpful for you guys. Just in case I didn't mention it already, for everyone that is joining on YouTube, please also check out the stream on Twitch, because in the future, I would like to keep my streams on Twitch, and on YouTube, I would like to keep my long-form videos. So I have this a little bit divided and sorted. So just in case you didn't already check out my Twitch account, please go to the link in the description box on YouTube and you'll find it there. Also, for everyone, I'm going to come to Hamburg on the 28th of February. I'm going to play there in the beautiful LAEISZHALLE with all Chopin Balads, the Pathetique Sonata by Beethoven, and Claude Debussy's Children's Corner. It's a great program. I love this program. And every single piece is a masterpiece, so all of them are going to be inside of the series of Masterpiece Monday. You can also let me know in the chat, which other pieces you would like to include. But for the beginning, I would like to concentrate mainly on the pieces that I'm actually studying right now, so I can give you a little bit more insights. Because otherwise I would have to spend a lot of time studying other pieces to come up with the same level of knowledge, I would say. So, today, enough of Chopin etudes. I have to show you my Beethoven scores, though. They are completely effed up. Okay, these are my Balads. This is the front page of my Beethoven scores. This is how it's supposed to look like, okay? This is how it's supposed to look like. So it's like really falling apart. You can see the side. This used to be a beautiful Henle edition. Oh my god, the back side. Yeah. Yeah. This is really how it should look like, for sure. Great. Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining the stream. And let's get started. So, we are going to have a look at the first movement of the Beethoven Pathetique. I'll just start right in the beginning. I hope my piano sound is going to work nicely. I will always mute myself with this mic while I'm playing, I guess. Otherwise, you hear me double. But I hope it's not a big problem if I sometimes forget about that. All right. I still have to figure out how to actually synchronize these two mics, so it's going to work a little bit better. And here it is. Yeah. Okay. Oh, thank you very much to... Who is this? I can't see this always, what's happening there, unfortunately. But thank you very much, whoever donated something. I have to figure out how to actually read what's happening there. I feel like I don't see everything yet. I'm sorry for everyone that is like supporting me, but I can't really appreciate it enough by saying your name or anything, because it's like I can't see it. I have to find a solution for that. Now I see something. Thank you, Joachim Weid, very much. Big thank you. He wrote Pia character bowing down saying thank you. Well, thank you back. Great. So we are going to start now with the beginning. I would like to ask you guys, should I start with the grave part, so like the slow part and the very beginning of the sonata, or should we start directly with the allegro di molto e con brio? Let me know in the chat and I'll start there, wherever you want to start. Just for everyone to know where we are. So this is the beginning of the piece. And here we go into the allegro di molto e con brio part. So I saw a couple of grave, I saw a couple of allegro in the chat. I guess since we want to concentrate a little bit more on technique today, I will maybe start directly in the allegro part, but we can still look over the grave part actually, just to clarify a couple of things. But let's start with the allegro di molto e con brio. Which is like one of the most exciting things that are ever written in music. I feel like first having this grave and then this huge contrast. There's like this vibration, this tremolo in the left hand, which is like super difficult to play. Like the first time that I had to play it, I was like completely crammed up, and I was like, so I can't. And the problem is you have to keep this up for the full first movement, kind of, and especially if you have to repeat the first part. Oh my god! I remember like in the beginning when I started to study this piece, I was like, I can't repeat, because I was playing with the wrong technique. I was a little bit too tensed up and trying too hard to like control things through the fingers, which is most of the time something that I see a lot of people doing. That is never going to end up well. So this whole technique here, the tremolo technique, this is like a rotation technique, and this is coming out of the arm. So basically your hand stays in that same grip. You don't have to actually change the grip, right? You're staying in one octave and you just rotate through the arm, and the faster you rotate, the more you're going to use the arm fat, which I'm not going to show you here, but like I have arm fat. And that's like something I need to play piano, okay? Don't judge me. I don't have like huge muscles there. But basically that's how you create a tremolo, by the wobble here. And you can also have different positions in your wrist doing this. And by changing the wrist position, you can hear how it's having an impact on the dynamics. And that's basically how you play the tremolo in the beginning. Now, the trick is also that you don't choose a tempo that's too fast. It's the same as with trills. The faster you go, and like, no, if you can play fast, it's nice, but the problem is more that if you choose a tempo that's a little bit too fast for you, it starts to be unclean and uneven. And then like everyone's like, huh? Excuse me, I don't understand anything anymore. So I'd rather pick a slightly slower tempo. It only feels slower to you personally as the player, but to the audience it still sounds super fast. So you can still choose a tempo that's like something around this, especially in this register of the instrument, which is like so deep down here. Like you have to be extra clean, because like here the sound starts to become muddy, and the higher you play, the clearer it is. So the lower you play on the piano, the more you have to be active, and the more you have to actually like play staccato basically. So yeah, that's like the main basic tricks for this kind of part. Der Stinker 9 is asking if I have like 2 mics, and yes, I do. There's one mic inside of my piano that is catching the piano sound. But let me know if that's like a little bit too disturbing, then I'll just stop the piano mic for a second. Okay, I think the piano mic should be turned off now. Let me know if the sound is better like that. It's just that I guess the piano sound is not so nice then. but let me know. I still have to build up a better equipment workflow for me. So it's a little bit easier for me to turn on or turn off something or switch the cameras. I'm not there yet, okay? I'm still new to the game. I'm sorry. Anyways, let's go back. Let's go back to the beginning. Okay, apparently it's not that disturbing, but I'll just keep it off. And if you want me to turn it back on, just let me know in the chat. So this is like the technique for the left hand, and the way I would practice this is, first of all, of course, slowly. So try to make sure. Oh wait, I'll show you from another camera angle. That's a little bit easier to follow. So when you're practicing this, try to, instead of just using your fingers to do this, try to actually use your arm to do this. I hope you can kind of see this, or I'll switch the camera angle again. Maybe a close up to the fingers. So instead of just lifting your fingers, this is like taking too much energy and too much time. You just keep the grip, and you just twist the arm basically. And that's basically it. And basically, I would practice this mainly in this direction. So you start slowly, and the faster you go, the more you try to keep up with the right technique, the more you will actually feel the arm fat wobbling for you. And then, you will already feel it in a, let's say, middle fast tempo. So it's not just when you play super fast, it's already starting earlier that the fat starts to wobble. And I would also try to open your ears and be very critical about yourself. Like, can you really hear every single note? And if not, you're playing too fast. If yes, then you're good to go. Okay, I can read a couple of different things about the mics. I can turn on the piano mic again and hope it's not too disturbing. If it is, you can always write to the chat. Yeah, in terms of fingering, of course, you can choose other fingerings than I do. By the way, you can now type in the chat exclamation fingerings, and then something's going to happen. What is this? A command or something? Yeah. There you go. Yeah, fingerings are my favorite topic. And you don't have to use 1/5 for all the octaves. You can also use other fingerings if your hand is, for example, bigger or a little bit differently shaped. But yeah, basically, just try to use a fingering that is supporting this kind of movement. That's it. Good evening, back to Greece. Hello, hello, everyone. All right, we are going to look at our right hand now, because the right hand is doing a couple of cool stuff as well. Especially, it is going to play lots of staccato. And you have the humor of a 9-year-old, just like, excuse me. I hope 9-year-old don't know anything about fingering jokes. But yeah, my humor stopped around the time when I was like 12, and then it didn't evolve from there anymore. Anyways, so we are going to have a couple of staccato, like a mixture of short notes and long notes. Yum, ba 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 ya ba 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 ba, and so on. Meaning, we have to switch in between our like articulation skills, basically. Did you know that there is a very interesting app which let you control OBS from your mobile phone? No, I didn't. But I will definitely have a look at it after the stream. Thank you very much for letting me know. Like, I'm completely new to this whole streaming game, especially on Twitch. So I'll try everything to get it better. Oh, yeah. And also, I need to drink my tea, otherwise I'm drinking too less stuff. You guys should also drink something. Get yourself some tea or some water or I don't know. Isn't this a nice cup of tea? That's a present from my sister. Thank you very much. If my sister is watching, thank you. I love you. And never put your drinks on your pianos. Otherwise, I'll come over, and you don't want me to come over. All right. Thank you very much for your subscription. I unfortunately can't see whoever subscribed. I should really figure it out how to do that. Let me just see. No, I can't open this more. I will have to figure that out. I'm sorry. Everyone that is subscribing and I'm not like mentioning you, that's like, I'm sorry. I'm going to mention you at some point if I figured out how to do that. Okay, let's have a look at our right hand. I'll switch the camera again for that. So here we have a long note, up, and then staccato. And for the staccato, it's super important that you are on the keys before you play. So basically that's the trick. Always be on the keys before you actually play anything. Like, that's not just for staccato, that counts for everything. But I feel like, especially when you're playing staccato, so many people, they start to just hit the instrument. Like, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. Like, don't do this, okay? It's hurting him. And it's hurting yourself. And it's hurting me. Like, stop doing these kind of things. So, always start to be on the keys before you play the scores, before you play the notes. And a good staccato starts with a low wrist, and you just push yourself up, basically. I'll show you again from the close-up. Let me find here. So basically, you start from a low wrist, and you just roll through your finger up, basically, with your wrist. And that's going to be a good staccato. My God, I could talk about staccato like forever. Basically, be on the key with the finger. Don't smash the key. Always prepare and jump away from the key. That's the technique for this staccato. And for the long note, like these, needs one long movement that pulls you through the length of the note. That's something that a lot of people also forget, to move even for the long notes. So often they just stop moving, and like, I'll show you from above, then you can see it better. So basically, a lot of people, they just do this vertical movement, which will show that you just stay in one line, but I need to go to the side, and it's more like a circular movement. So basically you see how my elbow goes to the side all the time. Let me just switch back. Brian Joel Rodriguez is asking, there are no pedal markings in the Henle score, but as for the beginning, is it wise not to use it? I would not use too much pedal. I mean, I guess you mean the allegro part and not the grave part. So basically, like, this is still a classical piece, like classical era, and it's not leaning so much into the romantic time yet. Like, this is still one of the earlier Beethoven sonatas, let's say. So I would not necessarily recommend to use too much pedal. I would use maybe just a little bit to fake legato if we need to fake it. But especially for this beginning, I want the tremolo to be very clear. And since that register of the piano is very difficult to control, the more, like, even if you just add a little bit of pedal, it can already start to become super muddy. So I wouldn't do that. That's just my opinion. Also, if you avoid using the pedal in the beginning, you can achieve a much better contrast also in sound color the moment, like, later when you are actually adding pedal. So I would keep the pedal for other parts where it's maybe a little bit more special then. Der Stinker 9 is asking, hältst du dich stark an Pedalvorgaben oder spielst du auch viel intuitiv? Basically, he's asking if I am sticking very closely to the pedal markings or if I'm just playing intuitively. I would say it's a combination of both. Of course, if the composer writes specific pedaling, then we have to have a look at what exactly did he write. But then also we have to put it into context of the historical instruments. So back then, the instruments were completely different, the sound was different, and the pedal was having a different impact on the sound. So today, if I play the pedal, it starts to become super muddy and like very, very quick. It's just too much pedal. While back then you could use much, much more pedal and even leave the pedal there over a couple of measures, even if you look into, for example, Chopin's music. Without making things too dirty in the sound, you know. So there you go. You have to orientate on it. You have to imagine how it would have sounded like on an historical instrument and then try to recreate that effect. Of course, we can't play exactly on a modern instrument like we would have done on an historical instrument, but we will try to recreate the effect. And that's the goal. And then, of course, you can also do like crazy stuff with the piano, with the pedal, I mean. Wait, I wanted to read that comment. Chopin XV8T is asking, what do I do if it is too muddy? You start to vibrate a little bit with your foot, just a little bit, and just to let some air into the sound. That's how I would describe it. Maybe I can put. Oh, should I put a foot cam for all the pervs out there? I'm going to put a foot cam. Okay, so here you see my pedal and my beautiful slippers. Hello. Basically, if it's too muddy, this sounds terrible. But basically, we want to do a little bit of this kind of going up and down. Okay, that's a very bad example because I'm not using any pedal here. Let me search, or maybe like. Yeah, I don't really use this like flutter thing a lot, I would say, but mainly because I'm not using so much pedal in general. Like I'm someone who is actually I'm always coming from the side of I don't want to I like how do I explain that? Basically, it's always easier to add more pedal than to take pedal away. So I would always start with much less pedal in all my work, and then the more I'm into it and the more I want to maybe create some sound effects here and there, I can add a little bit of pedal here and there. But it's so much more difficult if your ear is already used to lots of pedal, and then you try to clean it up. Anik, what is that mess I see on the left side of the sheet music? Yeah. I know. I should tidy up my place a little bit, but I'm like so tired. We are so close to Christmas. Like, don't force me to do this. Anyways, Ender Model 1 is asking, how much time do you practice a day? In the best case, like in the very best case, or let's say during my study time, when I was still studying at the university, I've studied piano for 10 years at the university. And at that time, I think I was practicing between 6 to 8 hours every day, sometimes even more, up to 10. And now I am happy if I find the time to practice like 4 to 5 hours. Sometimes I even get to 6, 7, and even 8 hours. But, you know, life as an adult, it starts to become a little bit more busy. And you have to do a lot of stuff that is not just piano practicing. I mean, like, if I practice for 8 hours, I didn't do anything else. And you have to do like so much organizational stuff. I just moved to a new place. So this also includes lots of organizational stuff and administrational stuff. So yeah. On the sheet of music, where? You mean that page? This, you mean? I tried to put into the sheet of music like the different colors that I feel when I hear it. Does that make sense? Anyways, I did that with that piece. I'm not always doing this, but sometimes I do it. It helps me to get like the form of the piece. I don't know. Yeah, but I can also recommend that. I mean, it's fun to just put some colors there. I also did this with the second movement, I think. Let me see. Yeah, I did. Here, you can see it a little bit. Ta-da! Yeah, that's not my best piece of art. But the music is. It's beautiful. All right, guys. So we were talking a little bit about the beginning now. Oh, cool. Thank you very much, whoever subscribed. I can't read it, unfortunately, though. This is like really bothers me. Ibrahim Al-Bada is asking, do you have your own compositions? Unfortunately, no. Or what means unfortunately? Maybe luckily, no. I never tried to compose anything, and I feel like I could not. Do you know this? Like my brother, for example, he is extremely creative. When we were small, he could build anything out of Lego. And I would just sit next to him and be like, okay, can I take that and just play with it? Like, I think yours looks really cool, but I could never build this. And the same counts for, like, I like to draw, but I always have to have like an image in front of me that I can copy, basically. But I can't just come up with something out of my mind and change the image even, or come up with something completely new. That was never a talent of me, I feel. And the same comes for music. I am good in recreating what is already written and putting my own fingerings in that. Like that to me is is a creative process because it's creating a choreography for the piece. But I feel like I could never write something that just, I think I could never write something that would satisfy me. That's the thing. But let me know in the chat. Some of you composing? Let me know. And if yes, what kind of music do you compose? All right. Now, something that's very interesting is that a lot of people start the crescendo way too early. They start the crescendo already here. And then they are already in the forte here. Even though you would have to read very, very closely what Beethoven wrote in the scores, because he didn't write the crescendo there. He starts with piano. And then we are starting here with the crescendo, meaning this is still piano. And again. Which I feel like this is giving so much more attention in the music. So I would really recommend look into the scores, especially when it's about dynamics and articulation. Beethoven was very exact with these kind of things. So make sure you are not starting your crescendo or diminuendo too early. And yeah, also like he's using lots of subito piano, subito forte. So don't do this too early, because then it's taking away the surprise and stuff, like 10 is asking how to play pizzicato on the piano. You mean like staccato, I guess. Well, I did explain it before. Basically, try to start with a low wrist and then just snap. Like, that's it. That's going to create a nice staccato or a pizzicato if you want, but we don't have pizzicato at the piano. We just try to recreate it, basically. All right. Now, let's have a look into the next part. We go to... What? Oh shit, I'm not warm. Let me just try it one more time. interesting thing is that he only writes piano all the time. There is just a little bit of crescendo here and there, but all in all, like I don't see any other like dynamical marking but piano. So I think you should definitely not play it too loud. A lot of people are playing very loud this piece and very aggressive, which I'm not sure if that's really what Beethoven was looking for. If he writes piano over the longest part here, and just a little bit of crescendo here and there, and all in all, it's actually quite light, I feel. Yeah. So, but what we do have are the sforzatos here. So when you play, you can, for example, imagine different instruments in the orchestra. So these long notes, you can imagine, for example, like brass instruments, wah, wah, and then it's a reaction to these long notes. And we always have to keep that in mind, that we don't just play the notes without having a connection to each other. So the first note after, you need like a little impulse directly before. Yeah. Now let's have a look at this second part of this allegro part, which is this switching crossed hands. Now I would basically choose the whole tempo of the allegro part out of this specific part. So when we are choosing a tempo for the final piece, always try to orientate on one specific part that where you know, okay, that's like the maximum tempo that I want to play. It's not that you couldn't play faster, but maybe that's the max tempo where you are able to phrase everything perfectly and you have enough time to breathe and so on and so on. So that's like that's like kind of the tempo, and this I want to keep for the beginning of my allegro combo part. And then especially like these trills, they are like crazy difficult to play, so I would definitely orientate myself for the tempo in this part. So I'm not starting too fast. And then when I get to this point, you have to like slow down drastically to be able to play this piece. And that never goes well. Like if you choose a tempo, stay with that tempo, especially in classical music. Like, having too much of this like tempo wobbly, like the whole piece is going to fall apart if you do that. So I can also recommend take the metronome, practice with the metronome. Now the trills are really, really, really difficult because you have to catch them in the last possible moment, and this is what makes them crispy. It feels a little bit like I'm giving you like the secret recipe for chicken McNuggets or something like that. So if you want to have crispy trills, wait for the last possible moment. So if you get too early into the trill, it's like you don't have enough time to switch. Yeah, just try to get as late as possible and then also start from the keys. Like never fall into the keys. Like that doesn't sound nice. But just start from the key. You see how my wrist is going from down to up. And yeah. Toy Aretes Logoi is asking, gibt es für solche Triller eigentlich gute Etüden? Are there good etudes for this kind of trills? Let me think. Huh. I mean, something that definitely helps is an etude where you have to deal with like these very small movements, which, for example, is oh my god, it was a long time that I'm playing this, but that, for example, is going to help a lot to get like this finger dexterity. Yeah, and what else? Let me think very quick. I mean, out of the Chopin etudes, I don't really think that there is one where you're really concentrating on these kind of trills or on trills in general. The good thing about trills, though, is that you can. There is a little bit of freedom there. Now, this specific type of trill is. Yeah, okay, no, not in this type of trill. But generally, with trills, you have more freedom. You can choose how long the trills are, how fast the trills are, and so on and so on. Now, in this specific case, you don't have so much freedom. I'm sorry. Matt used to MC is asking, are you using 5-4-3? 5-4-3? For what exactly? What fingering for trolls? What fingering for trills, you mean? Like for that specific fingering, for that specific part here, I'm using 3-5-3-2. So Brian Schut Rodriguez is asking, hang on, Anik, looking at the music, it looks like these are mordants, not trills. Trills are longer, right? Yeah, I don't know the right terms in English. In German, we just say Praller or, Verzierung. But yeah, obviously this is not like TR and then this wobbly thing, but it's just the wobbly thing. And basically that just means that we have like a super short trill, which is basically played like that. I just don't know the right terms in English, I'm sorry. Pralltriller, thank you very much. Yeah, but that's like not English, I guess. So yeah, I would take 3-5-3-2, but for each and every trill, basically. So it's like, and really make sure that you can relax in between the trills. So when you play, relax, relax, relax. And the faster you go, the more you should still focus on this relaxation in between the trills. And then when you are practicing both hands together, make sure that your left hand is keeping the right tempo. I should practice this again. This is like not very nice. Basically, you have to think of two different voices, or let's say three even. We have the bass, and then we also have like the middle voices. So I want to feel this reaction to the bass note. I just learned from Cat D, pracitce is a borrowed word, so it's the same in English. Wow, I didn't know that. Thank you. I've just learned something. But less German accent, though. What do you mean? Like, how do you pronounce this? Pracitce? No, that sounds gay. No. Pracitce. It has to sound German. I'm sorry, I can't read your name, but basically, do you really need to take a teacher to be very good pianist? This is so expensive. I mean, no, you don't. It depends on what you want to achieve. Now, if you are looking for becoming a professional classical pianist, I would definitely recommend you to get a teacher. I would in general recommend to get a teacher because you can make so many mistakes if you try to learn things on your own at the piano. But then again, I've also seen so many bad teachers out there who are not talking about the basics, about how to move correctly at the piano, how to sit correctly at the piano, how to breathe together with the piano. And like these are basics and they don't even know them themselves. And like how are they supposed to teach someone else then? So I see it with two different eyes, let's say. On the one hand, I would say, yes, you need a teacher. But then again, please only take good teachers. Yeah, anyways, let me know in the chat, what do you think? Okay. Now, when we're putting these things together, always practice slowly. Always. And slowly does not mean that's like still fast. You have to go even slower than that. Be a tempo that I would recommend, and even that might be a little bit fast for a couple of people, at least in the beginning. But this will guarantee you that you can hear everything clean and clear, and before you are not able to play it in that tempo clean and clear, you're not allowed to play it faster than that, okay? Do you hear me? Do you hear me? All right, let's look into the next part. Oh no, let's stay in that part actually, because it's developing. we are changing the harmonies, and things are getting a little bit brighter. So from this first initial dramatic mood that we had, it starts to lighten up a little bit. So and now we have this kind of dialogue going on between the and you can imagine again, like this whole first movement, you basically can imagine a symphony orchestra playing and different groups of instruments that are interacting with each other. Meaning the more you are imagining different instruments when you play this, and imagine you as the pianist, you have to be conductor and orchestra simultaneously. Meaning, you have to give yourself time. So when imagine you are, or I am the conductor right now, and I have like the orchestra in front of me. I have a group of like cello here, and over there is violin. Normally it's the other way around, but anyways. But just because like here's my bass for the left and here's my, yeah. Anyways, just imagine, okay? So I would have to give them an impulse that they start to play. I can't sing, I'm sorry. But basically that's what happens in the music. And this like switching around from one side to the other side from the orchestra, that takes a little bit of time. Just a little bit. Like, of course, metronomically it's still exact and perfect, but there's just a little bit of time in between just for that switch of the sides, basically. And that is something that you should definitely keep in mind. So... oh my god. I never said it's easy. Let's try it again. And also, what I hear right now, what I'm doing is, which is not good, it's rushing a little bit on the last note. So it's a little bit like that, but I want... Okay, I'll practice this a little bit, but you can see it from above. It's maybe a little bit more interesting. It's floating around in my finger. Toy Aretes Logoi is asking, which score are you using for Beethoven sonatas? I'm right now using the Henle edition, even though mine looks a little bit destroyed, just a little bit, but that's how it's supposed to look like. Right? Right. But let me know, what editions do you use normally for Beethoven? I would definitely recommend Henle though. Henle has great stuff. And I'm not sponsored by them in any ways. Der Stinker is asking, wie kam es dazu, dass es so aussieht? What happened to make it look like how it looks now? Well, actually, I'm having these scores since I am, I think, like 6-7 years old, something like that. So yeah, 24 years probably, at least. Meaning I've been working with these for such a long time, and I've brought them with me to all the different concerts that I gave with the Beethoven sonatas that I've played. And you know, I mean, you put it in your bag, you take it out of the bag, there's some friction going on. And maybe there's also some friction going on between me and Beethoven sometimes, so. But no, I never beat them up. I only threw my scores one single time. And it was not Beethoven, it was Rachmaninoff's Third Piano Concerto 2 weeks before the concert. So yeah. I spelled practice wrong in the title. Oopsie. Then I will have to fix that. I have to fix the title at some point. How can you find me on Twitch? You'll find a link in the description box. If you're on YouTube, you'll find a link in the description box. Otherwise, just search for heart, underline, off, underline, the, underline, keys on Twitch. So it's heart of the keys, but in between all the different words, just put an underline there and then it's fine. Will a hobby pianist ever be able to play a Beethoven sonata? It depends on how much work you want to put into it and how much, when you feel like it's good, you know? What are your expectations on yourself, basically? But yeah, I think you can definitely learn a Beethoven sonata, that's for sure. Maybe not necessarily this one, but there are a lot of other Beethoven sonatas. I mean, this one is technically really, really challenging. And back in the time when it was composed, it was like one of the most virtuosic pieces ever written for piano at that time. My God, I feel like my voice is disappearing more and more. It's already late here. Do you always buy the scores? I wanted to buy some Henle sheets from Amazon, but with shipping and all, it was almost 100 euros, so I keep using IMSLP. Yeah, I mean, I have the advantage that I live in Germany, so I'm right at the source. Oh, thank you very much for supporting me. But I don't know actually how it is in other countries. I would definitely recommend Henle though. Thank you very much. Unfortunately, I can't read your name, but thank you so much for support. Now, if Henle is a problem, let me think. The thing is that most of the editors that are known for good research and good editing, they come from Europe, or mainly, Germany or around Germany, or Wiener Urtext, you know, that's like, it's Austria, but like, you know, it's German speaking, basically. But yeah, it's a little bit difficult, I guess, from other parts of the world. But I didn't know that buying Hähnle somewhere else could be that expensive. I mean, but yeah, sure, why not actually? Well, I'm sorry for you guys who can't play out of Hähnle. That's a big privilege on my side, I guess. But that's why you should study music in Germany. That's the origin. Not everything comes out of Germany, of course, but a lot of music comes from Germany. All right, now let's go into the next part, which is one of my favorite parts of the first movement. You know what is very interesting? Until this part, we don't have forte written in the whole, like, beginning, like, allegro part at least. Of course, in the very beginning, we have the grave part where we start with forte piano, which is a little bit different. But here, in measure, 99 of the piece. So we already had 99 measures into this piece, and this is the first time that we get a forte. And if you look into all these recordings, or like into whatever people play, you'll see that they already play forte much earlier in most cases, because they are not reading what's written. And Beethoven was very exact with all the dynamical instructions, actually. So yeah, make sure you're reading exactly what's written there. Can you play it with and without pedal for us? Sure, I can. Even though, yeah, I'll keep it with that part that I just played, because there you can hear more of the difference, because before I'm not using that much pedal. And after that, I'm also not using any pedal anymore. But if you play with pedal, it sounds like... I'm not using that much pedal, actually, so I guess you can't really hear a big difference here. Anyways, C-Like is asking, how often do you use finger pedaling? Often, actually. I would say in every single piece I'm probably using finger pedaling. Basically, finger pedaling is meaning that you keep the fingers there. For example, here in this case, now, of course, this is already written like that, so you have to keep the bass note longer there. But there are enough pieces where it's not written like that, and I would still do it like that, because you would probably take pedal there. But if you just keep your finger there, you still get the same effect as if you were using pedal, but with less pedal. Makes sense, right? Yeah, I guess. Do you have any tips for memorizing this part? Do a harmonical analysis of the piece, of this part. And for me, in the very beginning, when I started to analyze things harmonically, it didn't help me at all. I am very honest with you. It didn't help me because I couldn't figure out what that means. Like, okay, then this is like C major, meaning I have to grab these kind of notes. Okay. Then this is G major. Oh my God, now I have to think which note belonged to G major and stuff like that. But I can promise you, the more you do it and the more experience you have with analyzing things and dealing with different harmonies, the easier it's going to be for you. And the more you're like creating a map. It's a little bit like, you know, when I'm playing this piece, it's a little bit like I'm having the navigation on Google Maps. So I know exactly my starting point, my end point, and I know where I'm driving through. Like I know the way basically. And even if I take the wrong exit, I know how I can go back and just follow the way, or how I can go to another part and there and so on. Just by analyzing the harmonic structure of the piece. That's the main thing. No, the main thing is actually muscle memory. Like when we go on stage, 99% of what we do is muscle memory. And then that one last percent, that's like very important actually. But this last 1% is real memory. Like for example, knowing the harmony, knowing specific notes at some points. Like not necessarily this in this piece, but like if you have to play something atonal, like modern music, you don't have the harmonic structure anymore, and then you have to actually learn like note by note. So what I also like to do is like creating some checkpoints. So when when you go on stage, you will always struggle. And it doesn't matter if you're a beginner or if you're a pro or if you're Martha Agerich or Christian Zimmermann. We all struggle. And that's very human. And the difference maybe between someone who's doing this professionally and someone who is just starting off with it is that we have more experience in saving our ass. Meaning, if something happens, we know how to cover it up in best case. Or we'll just repeat the part so often that we start to find the right exit. Or you just have your checkpoints and you know exactly, okay, I messed this part up, I'll just jump to that part and start playing from there, basically. These are my strategies. But yeah, it's like, we all mess up parts in the performance. There is nothing like the perfect concert. If you ask any professional musician after the concert, most probably he can't tell you one thing that went nicely in his performance or her performance, but he can tell you a million things that he didn't like. And you as the audience might have felt like, oh my God, that was the best concert I've ever heard. And simultaneously the musicians are like, no, that was actually really bad. So, yeah. Jazz musicians are the masters of F-ups and dealing with them. Yeah, they're extremely good at improvising. And I would like to be better at that, actually. Performing is also a little bit acting. Confidence is key. That's for sure. That's true. Totally true. And also making music in general has a lot to do with acting, I feel. At least in terms of like you have to put yourself into that role and get the right emotions, get the right mood. And I think that has a lot to do, like there are a lot of similarities to actors, I think, if they have to put themselves into the role so they don't mess it up. So even if they are happy that day, they have to perform as if they are sad. And the same counts for us. Even if it's like the happiest day of my life, if I then have to play this. Like, obviously, I can't be happy on stage, you know? So, yeah, this is like definitely, I feel like making music and performing arts, these are very close on a lot of things. Yeah, back to Beethoven, actually. So we were talking about this part here. I see a lot of people doing this mistake, which is going closer and closer and closer to the piano. So it looks like that. And you can already see how this is like creating so much tension. That's one thing. So the tension is like, it's cramping up everything. That's one thing. And the other thing is that you are so close with your face to the piano that you can't see anything else anymore. So like if you go closer to it, my view is limited here. If you go away, I can see everything. So just keep your posture. And then it's easy. Also we have a little bit of this tremolo technique. Like this kind of tremolo that's coming out of the arm fat, which I would also suggest for this part. Also, don't smash like the upper melody line. Always go away from the keys, basically, so you're not smashing, because this makes it very heavy, and then you're just losing lots of energy by like smashing the fifth finger into the keys. Let me just grab some tea again. What are you guys drinking? Let me know in the chat. Do you remember an accident that you had during a live performance that the audience actually noticed? Oh, yes. Yes. The first time I had a blackout on stage was when I was 10 and I played the piano concerto in A major by Mozart together with orchestra, which was like one of the most embarrassing things that ever happened to me on stage. And the thing is that everything ran smoothly so far, and until that point I never messed up on stage actually. And so I was 10, I played this piano concerto, it went smoothly so far, but towards the end I knew like that's my part, I have to play now, but the music was completely out of my brain. Like I could not hear it inside of me. I could not remember which note I have to play, and everything stood completely still. And obviously everyone noticed, because you know that's not how it's supposed to be like, obviously. And the conductor, he looked over to me and he was like, "Dude, it's your turn." And I was like, "Yeah, I don't know what I should play." And so he turned over and he showed me the scores. And you have to imagine, like, that was the first time I ever looked into the full score that the conductor sees. The conductor sees all the single voices that he has to conduct, like every single voice, every single instrument that's sitting in the orchestra, plus my piano voice. But I've never seen this before, and I didn't know where the piano voice was written. Like, how am I supposed to know that this is like in the middle of, like really in the middle of all the scores? So yeah, but at some point he showed me basically, and I could catch up, and then we played it to the end, and well, the audience liked it, but I was embarrassed for the rest of my life. I was completely traumatized, and until now, I still. Yeah, I still struggle with some flashbacks, actually, also on stage. And it happens all the time that I struggle on stage, and I have to try to cover it up. But then again, that happens to everyone, to all the professional musicians, some more than others. But, the thing is that it's not necessarily a memory problem. It's more a question of, like, what happens to me most of the time is that I'm getting into the flow of the music, and everything just runs smoothly. And at some point, suddenly, I don't know why my brain is so stupid, it starts to click in, and it starts to ask me stupid things like, Annick, are you sure you know what your left hand has to do now? And then either I'm lying to myself and say, sure, I know. Of course I know. I know every single note in my left hand, which is not true, because who knows all the notes in your left hand? Like, be honest. I mean, I do practice my left hand single and my right hand, but I'm not memorizing my left hand single most of the time. So now, and then like this is going to fuck me up every time. But yeah, that's so Slabe. That's how we say in German, in Schwäbisch. So Slabe. Which pianist would you want to play at your wedding, and which piece or song? To be honest, I don't want to have anyone play piano on my wedding. I don't even know if I would want to play piano on my wedding myself. But if I would have to choose someone to play piano on my wedding, I would probably choose myself. That sounds a little bit arrogant, but no. Why should I pay someone else for doing something that I can do myself? Oh my God. Yeah. I play amateur in music school, and during end of year concert, I fluked songs without words so bad I haven't been able to play in public since. Oh, that's normal. I mean, we all go through this experience, and you can ask any professional musician, all of them will tell you that they had this experience at some point of their career. And I don't know, we are maybe a little bit, in German we say lebensmüde. I don't know. Is it that? We struggle all the time on stage, we always fail on stage, and we still can't get enough of it. It's a little bit stupid, I know. It's like, it's like this love-hate relationship. You go on stage, you absolutely love that feeling to be on stage and to perform for an audience and to enjoy like these very special moments. Like, this is what we live for. And simultaneously, we know that at any time we can completely fuck it up. Yeah. In German, we call it Nervenkitzel. How do you say this in English? That's the adrenaline kick, I guess. Do you drink coffee before concerts? Oh, hell no. No. Definitely no. What do I drink before performances? Water. water, but not too much water, because then I would have to go to the toilet all the time. But I don't drink coffee. I don't drink alcohol. Like, not before the concert, I mean. And I definitely don't drink coffee after the concert because I can't sleep anyways. Like, after the concert is the worst part. My brain can't shut down. The adrenaline still rushes through my body, and I barely get any sleep during the night after the concert. And the next day, I'm completely dead. I know exactly what I have to work on, but I'm dead. Yeah. A banana is the goat. Yeah, for sure. Banana is good, actually. I'm not having so many bananas, though, before the concert, but banana is definitely a good thing. You use cocaine before concerts? No. No, you're lying. Don't say things like that. There are children in the chat, I guess. What do you do before a performance? So I have a routine, which basically is that on the day of the performance, I don't play fast. I'll take the scores, I play super slow and soft. So it looks a little bit like that. And I will do this for the whole program, which takes forever, which is good because then half of the day is over. And the thing is that it helps me to calm down before the concert. I will stick my eyes to the scores, so I will not run into the danger that I'm just playing around and suddenly like, oh my god, I forgot the score. Oh my god, I'm stupid. And then I have to look it up. And then when I go on stage, I know exactly where I fucked up before. And then I look into, and then when I'm on stage, I'm like, oh my god, I'm coming closer to that part, and then I'm going to fuck it up. I know that this is going to happen. Like, it happened so many times, I know it's going to happen. So I'm not doing this anymore. So I'd rather play super slow to make sure that I'm not hitting any wrong keys, to make sure that I'm not overdoing my energy, basically. I need to keep the energy for the evening. And something that also is a nice advantage of that is in German we say, no, I can't say this in German. But basically it enhances your excitement for the performance. Okay, I'll say it in German. Das macht dich richtig geil auf den Auftritt. So basically, I can't really translate this. How would you translate geil into English, guys? I see there are a couple of Germans here, but like, I can't really translate that. But yeah, you just start to be extremely excited for the concert, and you really, really, really want to perform and really want to play fast, and just, yeah, hyped up is a good translation for that, maybe. But it's still not exactly the same. No, I have never tried to cut out all distractions in terms of internet, no phone, nothing, because to me personally, that helps. Like, I want distraction because otherwise my brain can't stop thinking about, you know.
Yim Viep is basically, yeah, you're describing it in a nice way. Hyped up, but in a horny way, but also not really, but also yes. Yeah, that's exactly what geil means. Thank you very much. But yeah, that's actually a very cool translation. I'll try to keep that in mind. Um, no, for me personally, I need the distraction because my brain is always like I'm so full of self-doubt before the before the concert that I have to find a way to shut down my brain. And I know that concentrating more on the music, it's not helping me. I did that before. I even went to the point that I started to have like checkpoints every 2 measures. So I could just rejoin into the piece every 2 measures, which is crazy. Don't ever do this because it just made me even more crazy. So yeah. Also, I feel like, watching movies, listening to podcasts, doing stuff, everything that is involved in life, it will help you to tell a story on stage. Very often when I'm on stage, I'll just take a story that just happened to me. For example, when I travel to Paris and play a concert there, I will, on the concert evening and while I am on stage and playing, I will think of the different things that happened through through the traveling. I'll think of the past weeks of preparation. I'll think of different things that will bring me in the right emotional state, basically. And everything that distracts me from music in terms of, like, I don't want to think of every single note that I have to play. Like, these are millions of notes. Don't make me think of it even more. Sleeping is also great before a performance. Yes, I totally agree. I totally agree on that. Sleeping is always a good tool. By the way, sleeping. It's already 10:30 at my place. But I will keep it up. Like half an hour still. James Caserta is asking, are you married? No, not yet. But what many people maybe don't know because I didn't make it so publicly, I'm engaged, actually. It's a beautiful ring. It's very beautiful. Anyways. Well, thank you very much for your congrats. What did I want to talk about? Yeah. I was thinking about maybe I should just play a little bit the Pathetique. Maybe I'll just play it a little bit. At least like the beginning here. yeah, so that was basically the beginning of the Pathetique Sonata that we talked about today. Let me know in the chat, actually, what we are going to do next Monday. Yeah, by the way, since it's going to be Christmas Eve this Wednesday, I won't be streaming on Wednesday this time, even though it's planned like that, as usual. But I will be streaming on the 25th and the 26th, so Thursday and Friday, but therefore not on Sunday. So if you want to send me your videos for the subscriber roast, which normally takes place on Sunday, you should send it to me before Friday, because we are going to do it on Friday. Meaning on Thursday, we're going to have the next challenge here live, and on Friday, we will do the subscriber roast. Oh yeah, thank you very much. You can also send me your videos to hotkeys.challenge@gmail.com. You'll find it here in the chat right now. The Chopin Sonata No. 2 is one of my favorite pieces of all time, and I have already studied it, so I can't play it in the challenge, unfortunately. Or I can. Like, I didn't play it for many years now, so maybe that would also be a fun challenge to just fresh it up and see how far I'll get. How do you search for a fresh approach to an old war horse like the Pathetique? I just don't listen to other recordings. Like, that's my main approach. I don't want to get influenced by others in the beginning of my work. And I don't do this with any of the pieces that I play. So I just don't listen to any other recordings. I'll learn the scores and look very close into the scores, what's written dynamically, tempo, and so on, without getting influenced by others' recordings, basically, as much as it's possible. Like, of course, I did hear the Pathetique before, and of course, I will be influenced by it, but I just try to not look too much into other recordings, and then it's easier to actually find your own voice. And then, like, maybe 2 years later, when I've played the piece for 2 years and studied it and played it on stage, I'll start to maybe hear that part and that part in different recordings, but I won't hear the whole recording usually. I'll just hear specific parts out of the recording if I want to get some impulses, maybe, for my interpretation. I know I promised to play the Animens thing, and I will. But I just don't find the time to learn it right now, but I have to. I know I have to, because I promised it. I'll keep my promise. What music do you usually listen to casually? Actually, lots of different types of music, I would say. But probably most of the time it's stuff that just running in the radio right now. So everything that's in the chart hits. It's not... I feel like there's not a lot of nice music anymore in the charts nowadays. And I just hear it because I just click on any random Apple Music playlist, I feel, and then you just get it, and you'll hear it in any supermarket here as well and everywhere else, but I don't really enjoy that kind of music, to be honest. But simultaneously, for me as a professional musician, a professional musician, I can't talk anymore, I'm so tired. As a professional musician, you start to hear music in a very different way. And as soon as I hear classical music, which I love to listen to, sometimes I just, when I have a long drive in front of me, I just put Tchaikovsky Nutcracker, I put it to the max volume, and I just enjoy the sound. But simultaneously, when I listen to this, like my mind just goes into the music, and oh my god, this is so beautiful, and that turn, and wow, that harmonical, like the structure, and like that turn, and the different sound colors. This is so beautiful, and the melody, and the different articulation, and so on and so on. This is so cool, but my brain just has so much material to work with that I start to get distracted from whatever I have to do in that moment. So when I listen to pop music, you just have like 4 chords or 3 chords. The lyrics are very cheap, and the melodies are cheap, the rhythms are cheap, so my brain doesn't have to actually work a lot for understanding what's happening there, which is kind of the sad truth. Yeah, so it's a little bit like, yeah, this is boring. My brain doesn't have to work for that, and I can concentrate on driving or whatever I have to do. A question from a complete beginner: how do you analyze a piece of music? Currently, I rely on muscle memory alone. Basically, you have a look into the score. Wait, let me try to show you. Yeah, here. Let me just see. I can't go closer into that. Why can't I go closer into that? Because I don't have. Okay, I don't have my keyboard here in front of me. I would have to show you another time. But basically, you just write down all the notes that are written on top of each other, and you try to put them into the snowman, basically. So they should be divided into thirds, big or small thirds, basically. And out of that, you can analyze if this is a major chord, a minor chord, a diminished chord, an augmented chord, and like what is the bass note of that, which will give you an indication of which key you are in, basically. I will show you another time when I'm at my computer, but right now at my computer there is no camera and no mic, so I will have to stay here. Does your boyfriend play the piano? No, he doesn't actually, and I'm very happy about that. I think I would turn crazy if I had to talk about playing piano the whole day. So, yeah, I'm happy that he's not. No, I don't know Yu Chengpeng. Does he write good stuff? You should send me something to the email address. I appreciate all the new composers who actually are skilled in writing good music. Are tattoos well seen in classical music? I don't know, actually. I think nowadays it doesn't really matter if you have a tattoo or not. Of course, like classical music is something that you connect a lot with, like conservative, very old school stuff, but simultaneously, I think we as a society, we already are so open to any kind of style, like in fashion and so on, and also towards tattoos. Like today, tattoos, like a lot of people have tattoos. I don't, but that doesn't mean that it's not, like it's nothing that you can't do in classical music, I guess. I wouldn't necessarily put a tattoo on my hand, though. just because my hands are holy to me, and I wouldn't like, even just cutting my hand with a paper is already like a nightmare for me. To which email? Write exclamation mail in the chat and you'll see there's an email popping up in the chat. It's hotkeys.challenge@gmail.com. And yeah. Do you still plan to release the Balads album to recording? Yes. I first have to record it though. Very soon I'm going to start a GoFundMe campaign where people can support me to collect enough money to do the recording, because like these kind of professional recordings, they are definitely not cheap, and nowadays you just don't earn any money through recordings anymore. So it would be great to get some support there. If you guys want to hear my version of the Balads on Spotify, on Apple Music, on CD, it would be really cool. And I'm going to start a GoFundMe very soon. What is your favorite ballad? I would say it's probably, right now is the third one, but I love all of them. But the third one is really, really beautiful. Erwartest du hohes Niveau bei den Follower-Videos oder bist du für alles offen, zum Beispiel Lebenstraum? The question was basically if I expect a very high level of playing for the subscriber roast, and no, I don't. You can send me anything. Just let me know when you started playing piano or something like that. I don't want to be mean in these kind of roasting live streams. Of course, I say it's roasting, but like, let's say it's a friendly roast, okay? I would like to criticize you on like a constructive base and not like, oh my god, that's bad. That's not helping anyone. I would like to give you some feedback and that's it. And like have some fun there. You need a dark roast? Okay. Okay, well then you should send me something. I'll roast you very dark. But yeah, sure. If you want to have a dark roast, write it in the email where you send me your videos, and I will be mean. You need strict piano teacher videos? Okay. Okay, wait a second. Excuse me, who said something about strict piano teacher? I'm here. All right, guys. If you really want to have a dark roast, is this dark enough for your roast? I'll definitely be mean. But let me know. Let me know in your emails. Otherwise, I don't want to, put anyone under stress here. Piano playing should always make fun and not put you under stress. All right. Maybe for the end of our stream, I can play something. Either a Chopin etude, Opus 25, number 1, or the Chopin Ballade number 3. Which one would you like to have? Alle meine Entchen. Okay. You took alle meine Entchen. Okay, that was it. Thank you, bye. Okay, it looks a little bit like we are going to have Ballade number 3 as our favorite here. I know Scriabin, but I think I only played like 1 or 2 pieces by him so far. Okay. I think there are more people who want to hear the ballad, so I'll play the ballad. But I'll stop the mic here for just joined and didn't see. And yeah, I'm going to play all four Chopin ballades, the Beethoven Pathetique. Oh, sorry, I completely forgot to turn on my camera, my mic. Thank you for reminding me. Yeah, one more time. I'm going to play in Hamburg soon at the LAEISZHALLE. On the 28th February 2026, I'll play all four Chopin ballades, the Pathetique Sonata by Beethoven, and Children's Corner by Claude Debussy. And yeah, you'll find the tickets and information. If you are watching this on YouTube, you'll find them in the link in the description box. If you're watching this on Twitch, you can just go on my channel and there you'll find a couple of links. And somewhere in these links you'll find also the link to my upcoming concerts. Yeah, it's been so cool, guys. What's harder to learn, piano or guitar? Actually, you know, I've never played the guitar, so I can't really judge on that. I think that should someone who plays both can tell you probably better. But yeah. Oh, you're also performing on that evening. Nice. Have a lot of fun on that evening. You should enjoy it on stage. What's my favorite Chopin etude? That's a very bad question. It used to be the first one, Opus 10 number 1, and now I feel like I don't have one anymore. All of them are great. That sounded weird, right? I don't have one anymore, like as if I hate them all. I love them. I love them. Like, really, sometimes I feel like I want to go back and learn all of them again. Maybe I should try to get through all of them. Maybe just like the beginning. Let me try. At least like the beginnings. So Opus 10 number 1. I didn't practice this for more than a year now. I can feel it. I have to go back to it. Oh my god, this is so cool. I love this one. And I didn't even get to my favorite part. Okay, number 2. Let's see. But oh my god. Number 2, I'm going to die without practicing. We'll see how far I'll get there.
I can feel how tired my arm already is. I mean, the first two ones are really, really hard to play, even like especially without practicing them. My arm is dying. Okay, number 3. Let me know in the comments or in the chat. What is your favorite etude out of Chopin? Oh my god, I didn't expect that I can go through the full etude actually.
I don't think that I can go through the next one completely. But should I try? uh, I didn't play it like for a full year now. Let's see. Let's see how far I'll get. Okay, one more time. Okay, I actually I never played it that badly. No, I did, but like I didn't expect that I could go through the full etude actually. Should I continue and try to play more etudes? I'll try. Number 5. My brain is like, oh my god, what do I have to I don't remember. I can't remember. Oh my god. Number 6 was a slow one. I can't remember. My memory slips on that one. Yeah, the slow ones are always difficult to remember. Number 7. I can't remember. Oh my god. I'm starting to forget things. Oh my god, this is so difficult. I didn't play them for such a long time, and now I start to see that my memory slips. I have to refresh my memory a little bit. Okay, let's complete Opus 10 maybe. Number 9. Yeah, that was also difficult to remember. Number 10. I can't remember. Number 11. Which key was that actually? I think it was A flat major. the ending. But yeah, you're right. It's E flat major, not A flat major. Okay, last one for today. Let's try the revolutionary. I don't know if I get it. I fucked up! Oh no! Oh my god, I'm sorry. I can't keep it up for the rest of the piece. My memory starts to slip. I'm sorry. It's been like a year since I touched it the last time, so my memory is like not on the update yet. Anyways, guys, it was so much fun. This was the last stream before Christmas. So I wish you all a Merry Christmas. Tom is asking, hello, is My Groove app available in Mexico? Not yet, but very soon. Hopefully someday during January, the app is going to be available internationally, also in English, and maybe also in other languages, but I think first now only in English and German, obviously. But yeah, just wait a little bit longer. I'll definitely notify you guys. As soon as it's out, I'll definitely let you know. All right, guys. It's late. It's like half an hour before midnight here. I hope my neighbors don't hate me now. And we will see us on the 25th, so on Thursday, again with a challenge, a Christmas challenge. We'll definitely have like a Christmas challenge. And on Friday with the subscriber roast. So don't forget to send me your videos to hotkeys.challenge@gmail.com. And we'll see us on Thursday. Merry Christmas, everyone! Stay healthy and stay tuned. And go back practice. Mwah! Bye bye!